What's going on? It's your boy, the Beast Mode Chef. We got something special for you today. With the new year coming in, you're excited to hit the gym, you're excited to get swole. What pre-workout should I take? We got a guest in the building. We got TJ from Black Lion Fitness and Nutrition. Should I go natural? Should I purchase from the store? Stay tuned. We're going to find out what's the best option. Now, tell us about Black Lion Fitness and Nutrition.
Okay, Black Lion Fitness and Nutrition is what I created. I pretty much like to lean towards the natural side. I've noticed that a lot of the pre-workouts and proteins on the shelf have a lot of synthetic chemicals in them, which can cause adverse effects to the central nervous system, the kidneys in the long run. So I pretty much focused on, if it was a pre-workout, then I would lean towards a plant or a herb that has the same effects or similar effects to a pre-workout. And today I got with me yohimbe bark powder and maca root powder. Now, yohimbe bark powder, its origin is Central and West Africa, okay? And what it does is it burns fat. In addition to it burning fat, it's an excellent pre-workout.
What about the, for instance, how are you supposed to take these products? What do you do? How do you take these products?
Okay, well, keep in mind that you're dealing with raw material, okay? Nothing synthetic. So I did the math and I did the science behind it. The maca root powder, which is an excellent multivitamin and mineral, it's an excellent energizer. You can take that 1 tablespoon every day, okay? Now, on the other hand, yohimbe bark powder, this is a very, very, very potent and powerful herb, okay? The suggested amount is 0.2 milligrams per kilogram, okay? Anything over 25 to 30 milligrams can have adverse effects on the heart and the kidneys, okay? In addition to that, you want to take it on an empty stomach, okay? You have to take it on an empty stomach because if there's any type of stimulation of insulin in the system, it will not work. It's pretty much like you're wasting your money, okay? What I normally do is I would take, I weigh 238, so I would put about 30 to 35 milligrams in there, and then I will mix it with coffee like a shot. So I got some examples of some coffee here, and I take it like a shot, and then it'll last about 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. You know, it's very effective. It's a very powerful herb. So that's how I take it.
Okay.
And it's very imperative that you stick to that math, 0.2 milligrams per kilogram. It's very imperative that you do that, because if you don't and you try to exceed that and take more than that or take a scoop that's in your original pre-workout, the adverse effects, it can be fatal.
Now, you say stay true to that because I know I do this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of us here go over the dosage.
Yeah.
On the pre-workout.
Yeah.
So how imperative is that to stay really true to what you're saying? Can I do just a little bit more for a little more pump? I mean, what should I do?
It's actually, and this is from experience. I think one day I took 100 milligrams. Okay, that's too much. Actually, this is my key ingredient in the male sexual enhancement pills that I have. And if you go to your local vitamin shop, this is going to be the key ingredient in there as well. But people always tell me that they're having irregular heartbeats, or they can't go to sleep. That's because in those pills they're putting too much of this in. That's the reason why. If you notice, this is in your regular pre-workouts that's on your shelf, but it has a suggested amount, or an amount which is suitable for the average person. But it's very imperative that you stick to that science, 0.2 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. You want to do that. You got to do that. If you don't, you'll find yourself in some serious trouble. And this is from experience. I took too much, and I was having anxiety attacks and irregular heartbeat.
So can you tell me, how does this product work in relation to other pre-workouts?
Okay, good question. This actually is raw material, okay? if you look at most of your pre-workouts on the shelves, they have a lot of synthetic chemicals in them, okay? This doesn't. This is straight from the tree into a package, just like that. That's why, in addition to what I said earlier, it's very imperative that you stick to the science on the suggested amount.
What about because I buy pre-workout, I pay about $30 to $40 for about 30 servings.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, how many servings do I get out of that, and with price-wise?
Okay, it's very cost effective. I'm glad you mentioned that. This is about a pound, okay? And this will last you about a year, maybe longer, because you don't have to add that much. You know, most pre-workouts on the shelf, you got about 30 servings, 32 servings or something like that. But you can add about, a gram or 2 grams or something like that. This is only 0.2 milligrams per kilogram, okay? So you're not gonna be using that much, and then you can't use that much because of the adverse effects that it'll have if you go over the suggested amount. So it's very cost effective. So this will run you about, a pound will run you about $25 to $30. Yeah, and it'll last you about a year, almost a year. Yeah.
So let me ask you, I have clients that, a lot of morning classes come in very early in the morning, about 6 a.m. in the morning. So a lot of times they don't have time to eat, or don't make time to fix anything to eat, and they need energy at that time. Twofold question. One, would this be something that you would encourage them to take on an empty stomach? And the second part is, I have clients also with chronic conditions. So are there any other benefits that come along with this product versus just energy?
It's an excellent fat burner, and that's a good question too. In addition to it being an excellent fat burner, you want to take it, and you have to take it on an empty stomach, okay? The reason being is, if there's any type of stimulation of insulin in the body, it will not work at all, okay? Yohimbe bark is an alpha-2 blocker, okay? Alpha-2 and beta receptors are receptors that release fat throughout the system. And what this does is it blocks it. So once this blocks it, there is a huge release in, what's the word I'm looking for? Adrenaline. There's a huge release in adrenaline, okay? And in addition to that, because it's blocking those fat receptors, there's going to be fat loss as well. So it's, again, in addition to you having to take it with the suggested amount, it's imperative that you take it on an empty stomach, because, again, if there's any type of insulin release in the body, it will not work at all. It's pretty much like you're wasting your money.
So if I still wanted to go the natural route, but I have ate and I'm not on an empty stomach, what route do you suggest I take?
I recommend this one. This is maca root powder, okay? Unlike the Yohimbe bark powder, you don't have to take this one on an empty stomach, okay? This has various health effects, okay? On the positive side, it has over 20 different amino acids in it. It balances the hormones. It has high levels of zinc and copper. You know, zinc is responsible for the activation of over 300 enzymes in the system, okay? And it is an excellent energizer. But you can take more of this one. This one, you can do about a tablespoon a day in a smoothie. To whereas this one, you have to do 0.2 milligrams per kilogram.
Understand.
Okay? This is an excellent one. If you don't have time to, you know, if you get up in the morning and, you know, you gotta have something, if you're one of those people that just cannot work out on an empty stomach, then this is the one I recommend right here.
Understand.
But if you can handle it and not work out on an empty stomach, then I recommend the Yohimbe bark powder.
Got it.
Which is more powerful though.
Okay.
This is the more powerful one than this one.
So why is it better to go this route versus purchasing something, you know, pre-made out of the store?
Well, overall, you know, the natural route is the way to go, because we all are connected to this universe. There are 118 elements on the periodic table, and every single element is in your physical body, and that's all of your evidence that you are connected to the universe. I'll give you an example. The elements that make up the brain is carbon and copper, okay? So anything outside of universal law is unnatural, okay? that's when you get sick. Foods are classified as alkalizing or acidic. And if you're on a high acidic diet, then there's a process or issue in the body that's created from these acid-forming foods called chronic acidosis. So when chronic acidosis take place, then it chokes off the oxygen in the cell, the bloodstream, and here comes all these infectious diseases. So natural is definitely the way you want to go. Definitely natural.
And from me listening to what you're saying, introducing these products, from my point of view, it's good that it's just the natural material, raw ingredients, it's organic, it's vegan, it's gluten-free, so it's pretty much something that anybody can take. And also the fact that you're given specific instructions on how to take it, because some people don't follow those either.
Absolutely. So what I want to do is I want to just do a brief demonstration on how you should take it for a pre-workout. I have here some coffee, some caffeine, which is an excellent stimulator. And you can mix it with whatever you want to mix it with. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to mix it with. And, you know, it hits those hard to reach areas in women, hard to reach fat areas in women, okay? Now, this one over here, the maca root powder, you want to take about a tablespoon, all right? And this is brown maca. You got 3 different types of maca root. You got brown maca, red maca, and black maca. This is brown maca, okay? The black maca root focuses on male testosterone, okay? This is brown maca root here, okay? It's raw, vegan, gluten-free, organic, and this one balances the hormones. This is one of the key ingredients that I add when I get a lot of women that contact me and they have fibroids, okay? Fibroids normally come from imbalanced hormones, and that's one of the key ingredients that I add. In addition to that, I add another herb called hydrangea, and during the process, as the fibroids are dissolving, they have a tendency to calcify, and the hydrangea herb will keep them from calcifying. So I add both of those in addition to that with the nutritional guide, and then they'll be fine in about 60 days. And this is a quarter of a teaspoon, which is about 80 milligrams, okay, which is way too much. So we're gonna do about half of that, or a quarter of that actually, for me. And as you can see, that's all you need, okay? Now, some people will be like, oh, well, no, is that really gonna have an effect on me? Yes, trust me. So we'll dump that in there, and then for the young lady in the audience, about that much, okay? And what you do is you just, you can mix it up like that, or put it in the blender, whichever one you want to do, and then you just get it down like a shot, okay? All right. And then what I do is I just get it down.
Hey, Sharon, let me get some of that, man.
It don't have a taste. Just get it down. What you now this one does have a taste. This one has like a natural sweet flavor to it. This is the maca root powder. Okay, and you can do this one the same way. Just put it in the shake with some coffee, and then just get it down.
How soon can you expect the effect from it?
About 15 to 20 minutes, and it lasts about 3 or 4 hours. About 3 or 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when it comes to training, I like to go bananas.
Yeah.
You telling me that little bit is gonna take me where I need to go?
Yeah, it worked. It definitely works. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So if we want more information, how can we get in touch with Black Lion Fitness and Nutrition?
You can hit me up on Facebook, Black Lion Fitness and Nutrition. Just inbox me. I have several nutritional guides, several resources, herbs for fibroids, high blood pressure, diabetes, all these different infectious diseases that's killing people. Just hit me up, Black Lion Fitness and Nutrition.
Dope. We appreciate you coming by, man.
Yep.
We enjoyed it. We learned a lot, man.
Yeah.
Y'all learned a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.